Ableton Move has come a long way since its release, with regular updates adding new creative depth in sound design, MIDI, and sampling. In this video, let's explore those additions while further updates continue in public beta. Let's start with Drift. You can access the full version of this synth on Move. To access Drift, select any of these 4 tracks and navigate to the presets, which are organised by sound type. We'll select bass, and you'll see icons to the left of each of the presets. The ones with the 2 semicircles are Drift devices. Let's record a bass line. You can now get 11 pages of parameters for Drift by holding the Shift button and turning the wheel. You'll see the parameters that are mapped to your main page in green. Press Yes to unlock all of the macros for full depth of sound design capabilities. Let's select oscillators and turn off oscillator 2 for now. Let's try out some of the different waveforms. I'll stick to saw for now. Adding a touch of shape can change the harmonic content of the waveform, similar to pulse width modulation. Let's scroll to the filter parameter, where we can adjust the low pass filter. This is it fully open and closed. We could add a touch of resonance. Then in filter modulation, I'll increase the key slider so that the filter frequency will be lower for low notes and higher for high notes. Let's add some drums. Let's select another drift patch. Next, I'll add some chords, but first let's select keys and scales, make sure it's in G minor, and I'll choose the new fourths layout. This is a 2-chord progression, G minor 7 and C minor 7, and they are a fourth apart, so if I start on a chord like G minor at the bottom, the next row up will be C minor without changing my hand position. I might try some slightly different voicings now. Let's try auto filter on those chords. I like this wah preset, which is at the bottom. You can add drift to every channel if you'd like, so I'm going to add another track with a synth pluck. Let's try out the Auto Pan-Tremolo effect. these are the main new additions in terms of sound design with Drift, Auto Filter and Auto Pan-Tremolo. There are a number of new features on Move for working with samples, including slicing, reverse and USB-C sampling. Move's USB-C port can be selected as an audio source. This allows you to sample audio from devices like computers, tablets or phones directly into a drum sampler or melodic sampler. I'm going to record a piano improvisation on my acoustic upright piano into my phone to show you how easy it is to sample any recording that you might have. Let's select track 3, which had chords on before, and choose a drum kit. Let's record the sample from my phone to Move. Arm the track, lightly press the wheel, select USB-C, mic, then resampling. And tap a pad to start recording. Let's slice the recording by pressing Shift and clicking the wheel and selecting Slice. This takes you into a new mode, which is like a preview for slicing up a sample. You can turn the wheel to select how many slices you want. The first encoder changes the start point, and the second encoder changes the end point. You can do all this while auditioning what it sounds like on the pads. You can fine-tune the start points by holding Shift and turning the third encoder to find the transients. Once you're happy with them, press the wheel to create the slices. To reverse a sample, select it, hold Shift, and press the wheel, select Reverse. Move has now improved MIDI input and output, so you have a lot more flexibility for MIDI on different tracks, opening up new possibilities with your performance setup. You can use Move to send MIDI out to external devices and receive MIDI from external controllers. MIDI input and output can be active simultaneously, and MIDI send and receive channels can be configured for each track. There are 2 ports on the back of Move, USB-C and USB-A. At Move's release, only the USB-A port was available for MIDI, but now you can use the USB-C port if you have a USB-C MIDI device. I'm going to use a Prophet Rev 2 connected to Move via MIDI to USB-A so that I can send MIDI data out of the synth into Move and also send MIDI data from Move to be received by the synth. Let's start with MIDI in. MIDI in includes an auto setting which activates all MIDI input channels for the currently selected track. I want to improvise a solo, so I'm going to pick another patch that cuts through the mix. I'll play on the Prophet, but it'll be acting as a MIDI controller, sending data out to Ableton Move. Whilst our original bassline sounds great, let's use the new and improved MIDI features to send MIDI out of Move to control the bassline on the Prophet Rev 2, offering hardware capabilities beyond Move's interface. You can also send and receive MIDI clock now if you want to use Move at the center of a hardware ensemble. To do so, go to MIDI Setup. Here you'll see MIDI Sync. It's set to off, but let's set it to MIDI Sync Out so that any external device, in this case the Prophet Rev 2, will sync to the tempo set on Move. Let's turn off the MIDI out on the bass channel so it's no longer sending MIDI to the Prophet, and then turn drift back up. I'll turn on the arpeggiator, which is now synced to Move's tempo. This means that when I change the rate, it plays synced subdivisions like 8th notes, 16th notes, triplets and swung. These are just a few of the new features available on Move after a year of updates. Check out the other recent features including set upload, solo, quantize per pad, new clip and lower brightness.